Great news as 13 Mexican Mafia affiliates have been taken off the streets of LA. Also, how many ICE arrests have been made in Los Angeles? Let's check it out.
Significant street gang shakedown. Federal authorities rounded up 13 gang members or associates in a series of raids targeting one of the most violent, dominant street gangs in San Pedro.
Officials say the gang has ties to the Mexican Mafia. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos joins us live with details on the operation. Annie Rose.
Cher, Micah, they took 7 of the 13 people arrested right here to federal court this afternoon. And inside that courtroom, I spoke to some of the families who tell me their relatives have no gang affiliation whatsoever. I was sitting next to a mom who says that she was woken up in the middle of the night to the FBI at her door early this morning to arrest her son, who now faces a whole slew of charges that both her and her son just learned about here at court.
Everyone inside,
Early morning raids throughout San Pedro Tuesday. Authorities arresting 13 alleged members of a street gang.
One of the most violent street gangs has been put out, in large part, out of business.
There was a lot of FBI around my house, but my son wasn't home. He wasn't in my house. So I said, my son is not here.
Margarita says FBI broke through a window early this morning looking for her son, Jose Vicente Castro.
So they searched the house, and they say they find him behind the house.
Who was arrested and charged. He's named the complaint, referred to as Rojo.
Did you know anything about this gang affiliation?
They don't say nothing. They just say, we come search for your son. That's it.
These are the faces of those arrested. Officials.
I did a story about a MS-13 leader being taken down earlier this year, and he was in his mom's house, and she apparently knew nothing about it, with all these weapons and stuff in his room, and she knew nothing, whether she was covering for him or she just was oblivious to it. You know, this is not uncommon to hear parents say, "Oh, I didn't know about this."
They'll say they're responsible for running both the Rancho San Pedro gang and the Mexican Mafia.
These are in part the leadership of both MA, the Mexican Mafia, and the RSP, the Rancho San Pedro gang.
RSP operates under the control of Mexican Mafia, members incarcerated in California state prisons, and RSP pays the Mexican Mafia taxes in return for their protection.
These men and women now facing multiple charges, including conspiracy to distribute drugs at the direction of the gang, also known as RICO charges.
Murder, extortion, drug trafficking, firearms trafficking.
Unlawful and illicit drugs like fentanyl and heroin and other drugs.
The Rancho San Pedro gang originated in the 1970s, claiming San Pedro as its territory. It is divided into 6 cliques, including 2 female ones.
The Rancho San Pedro enterprise is a multi-generational gang with a current estimated membership of approximately 500 individuals.
Police in the harbor area issuing a firm warning to those looking to fill the gap made by today's arrest.
I remember I was somewhere a long time ago. It might have been when I was visiting LA, or I was visiting Las Vegas, and I saw this guy with a tattoo on his back, so the harbor area. A long time ago, but I wonder if he was gang affiliated.
As much preparation and resources as we put into this takedown, we have also put into ensuring that the gap does not get filled.
This investigation took years, with multiple agencies working together, including the LAPD, the FBI, and Homeland Security.
I think that the people of California want to and deserve to see their local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies and entities working together. That's what they're seeing on full display here today.
Now, Cher, if convicted, most of these defendants are facing a maximum sentence of life in prison. Reporting live, I'll send it back to you guys.
As they should. This is from the FBI's page directly on this investigation here. The investigation was conducted by the FBI, LAPD, HSI, and the California Department of Justice. Multiple tactical teams participating in today's operation, to include the LAPD, the Torrance Police Department, HSI Special Response Team, FBI SWAT teams from Los Angeles, Vegas, Phoenix, and San Diego, and the FBI's Hostage Rescue Team. All right, so how many ICE arrests have been made in Los Angeles? As of August 26, Secretary Noem announces DHS arrests of 5,000th illegal alien in Los Angeles since operation began in the sanctuary city in June. U.S. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Chris Noem announced today that U.S. Border Patrol and Immigration Customs Enforcement have arrested 5,000 and made 5,000 arrests in Los Angeles, California since June, while violent rioters and sanctuary politicians threatened law enforcement officers and attempted to obstruct them from enforcing the law. ICE and Border Patrol have continued to deliver on President Donald Trump's promise to remove the worst of the worst criminal aliens from American communities. Today, DHS law enforcement made its 5,000th arrest in Los Angeles. That's 5,000 criminal illegal aliens, gang members, child predators, and murderers taken off of our streets. Precious lives saved, families saved, protected, American taxpayers spared, and the cost of their crimes and burden of their benefits. Thank you to our brave law enforcement officers. Make no mistake, if you're here in the country illegally, we will find you, arrest you, and send you back is just the beginning, Secretary Kristi Noem said on August 26th. One of these men that were arrested is from Mexico. Gustavo Garcia Miranda is a convicted drug trafficker and aggravated felon. He first entered the U.S. illegally in 2008 and was arrested by Border Patrol for reentry. That's just one of 5,000. But another operation in Los Angeles, 5 arrested in alleged plot to kill Armenian crime boss in L.A. Federal officials announced the arrest of 5 members and associates of the San Fernando Valley street gangs. That's where I'm originally from, in the San Fernando Valley, in connection with an alleged murder-for-hire plot targeting an Armenian crime boss. What we know, the Department of Justice said 4 out of 5 suspects were connected to the alleged murder-for-hire plots. Those arrests were identified as Carlos Armando Ochoa Grimaldi, 47 years old, known as Spanky of Silmar; Christopher Ayala, 29, known as Hits of Silmar; another 34-year-old man, Eder de la Cruz, 34 years old, known as Temper of Van Nuys, which is where I am from. I lived there as a child. I've spent a lot of my childhood there, but I've been in Texas for a very long time now. Maria de Jesus Marez, 39 years old, known as Mary Oceans of Van Nuys. In addition, Jose de Jesus Gonzalez Jr., 49 years old, known as Listo, was arrested in a separate case. Gonzalez of the Llano family community in San Bernardino County is accused of being connected to the August 2023 shooting of Van Han, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, who is currently in federal custody on kidnapping charges. Yeah, so there's that for you. A lot of dangerous people taking off the streets in Los Angeles. Shout out to all those involved. Now the streets of Los Angeles and the surrounding areas are much safer because of that, these operations going on. So I'll leave that right there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.